Hello students. So in chapter 1 fundamental unit of life we were discussing about cell organelles, and three important cell organelles we had discussed last week, that are endoplasmic reticulum, Golgi apparatus and lysosomes. Next three more important cell organelles we will discuss today. Let's start with mitochondria. Mitochondria is a very important cell organelle present in each eukaryotic cell, and this is a sausage shaped, or you can say oval cylindrical structure distributed in cytoplasm, scattered form, anywhere it may be. It is surrounded by a double membrane covering, means as you can see in the diagram, it is surrounded by a double layer covering, outer membrane and inner membrane. And outer membrane is quite porous to allow the materials to enter in the mitochondria, whereas inner membrane has deeply folded structures, and these deep folds, as you can see in the diagrams, inner membrane has very deep folds, and these folds are called cristae, and these cristae are actually responsible for the reactions which are taking place in mitochondria to generate energy in the form of ATP. ATP is a kind of substance which is packed with energy, and it is named as adenosine triphosphate. It is a molecule actually which carries lot of energy with it, and it is also regarded as the energy currency of a cell. Next is function of mitochondria. As we have discussed that mitochondria have folds on its inner membrane which increase surface area to carry out certain specific reactions which are called as respiration. So in every cell respiration takes place, as you have done in your previous classes also, that internal breathing or respiration takes place in each and every cell, and inside the cell the specific place where this respiration takes place is the mitochondria. In mitochondria, glucose is broken down by oxygen gas to form carbon dioxide, water and lot of energy in the form of molecules called ATP. So that is the reason that mitochondria is called powerhouse. Just suppose you know that from where the electricity comes to your home, it is from your city's powerhouse where the electricity is generated and stored and delivered. Similarly, mitochondria functions in our body. It produces energy in the form of ATP, and it stores that energy, and it sends these molecules filled with energy to other parts of the cell, and that is the reason it is known as powerhouse of the cell. And one important interesting characteristic of mitochondria is also that they are semi-autonomous bodies. Semi-autonomous bodies means they are capable of self-replicating or self-duplicating themselves, means वो अपने जैसे structures खुद produce कर सकते हैं because they have their own DNA and ribosomes. So because of this reason they can self-replicate themselves, and these kind of organelles are called semi-autonomous organelles. Next important organelle which is present mainly in plant cells. They are absent in animal cells, mainly present in plant cells, and algae also they are present. So these are of two types, leucoplasts and chromoplasts. Leucoplasts are colorless plastids, means इनका कोई color नहीं होता, whereas chromoplasts are the colored plastids. Leucoplasts occur in the cells that are not exposed to sunlight, means जो underground parts हैं plants के, वहाँ पर ये mainly present होते हैं plastids, for example roots and underground stem, and their main function is to store proteins, starch and oils. So they are actually a kind of storing organelles which store these materials in them. And second kind of plastids which are called chromoplast. The letter chrome means color. So these are colored plastids and they are found in those parts of the plants which are exposed to sunlight. And it can be classified into two types: green chromoplast, which are called chloroplast, and non-green chromoplast, which are actually having some other color than green. So green chromoplasts are present in mainly leaves and those younger stem, when the stem is young and green, and algae, means all those organisms which can photosynthesize, means which can prepare their own food. Chloroplasts are present in all those organisms because this is the only organelle of the cell which is able to perform photosynthesis. So this is the reason that it is also called the kitchen of a cell. And non-green chromoplasts may be of any bright color like red, yellow, orange, and these chromoplasts are present in flowers and fruits. There it provides a bright color to flowers and fruits, and in this way they help in pollination to attract insects. So next we'll discuss chloroplast in detail. Chloroplast is a spherical, oval or disc-shaped organelle present mainly in plants or algae, and these are bounded by double membrane layer. So once we have discussed mitochondria, that is also bounded with double membrane. Similarly, this chloroplast is also bounded with double membrane. Similarly, first membrane, outer membrane is thinner and the inner membrane is quite folded. And inside the chloroplast, there are certain flat sac-like structures which are closely packed over each other to form piles called grana. As you can see here, small disc-like flat sacs-like structures which are closely packed one over other. So these are called grana, and these are the parts of chloroplast where green pigment chlorophyll is present. So this chlorophyll is very important for chloroplast because they actually are responsible for trapping sunlight. So grana is the site of photosynthesis where the light reaction, you can say, food is produced by trapping sunlight. Now the functions of chloroplast. Chloroplast traps sunlight because the pigment chlorophyll present in grana, it helps to trap sunlight for the reaction of carbon dioxide and water to form glucose and oxygen by the process of photosynthesis. As you all know that photosynthesis is a chemical reaction in which carbon dioxide and water combine together to form glucose. Glucose is a kind of sugar molecule, as you can see here. So these glucose molecules are formed by photosynthesis and oxygen is released out. As this process helps to prepare food for plants, because glucose is the main food material which is prepared in plants and which is later converted into starch and it gets stored in the form of food. So this glucose, because of the production of glucose in chloroplast, this is called kitchen of the cell. And like mitochondria, these are also semi-autonomous organelles, means they also have their own DNA and ribosomes, hence they can make their own proteins and they can self-duplicate themselves, and hence they are also called semi-autonomous organelles. Means वो organelle जो अपना protein बना के अपने जैसा duplicate organelle बना सकते हैं. तो there are two semi-autonomous organelle in a plant cell, chloroplast and mitochondria, and in animal cell there is only one, that is mitochondria. Next, one more important cell organelle, vacuoles. Vacuoles are actually sac-like, bag-like storage structures which are present in a plant or animal cells. And in animal cells, they are very small in size but large in numbers. Means more than one and many small vacuoles are present in animal cells, whereas in plant cells, a single large vacuole is present, as you can see here in the video. So very large vacuole is present in plant and it can occupy 50 to 90% of a plant cell volume. तो पूरी प्लांट सेल का 50 to 90% पार्ट वैक्यूल कवर कर सकती है. तो फॉर अ प्लांट सेल द लार्जेस्ट ऑर्गेनेल इज वैक्यूल and it is surrounded by a single membrane called tonoplast, and plant vacuoles are full of a fluid called cell sap. इनके अंदर एक fluid होता है which is called cell sap, and as you can see here that it is occupying the central portion in a plant cell. So because of this centrally located large vacuole, the nucleus is, you can see, shifted to the corner. So there, that is the reason that in plant cells nucleus is pushed towards the sides or the peripheral region of the cell. It is functions of vacuole. As we have discussed that these are the storage sacs. मतलब ये एक ऐसे bags हैं जिसके अंदर आप कुछ भी store कर सकते हो. तो they actually help to store liquid or solid food or other important products of cell like sugars, amino acids, various types of proteins, and various organic acids. So these all important material which are required for cell, they are stored in these vacuoles. And second important function is that because they have a kind of cell sap fluid present होता है इनके अंदर, तो that is why they provide a kind of turgidity. Turgidity का मतलब होता है एक थोड़ी stiffness रहती है cells के अंदर. Turgidity and rigidity provide करते हैं vacuoles plant cell को, because in plant cell they are very large in size and they are filled with the fluid, hence they provide turgidity and rigidity to a plant cell. And in some unicellular organisms, they are specialized to maintain water balance in the cell by expelling excess water and waste out of the cell. In few examples you can say paramecium and other kind of protozoans. These vacuoles are called contractile vacuoles because they maintain a kind of water balance. Extra water को body से बाहर expel करके उन unicellular organisms की body में एक water balance maintain करके रखती हैं. And next, last important function of vacuoles in amoeba is that they help to contain the food material and later on they help to digest it, and these vacuoles in amoeba are called food vacuoles. So this is all about vacuoles. Next we'll discuss, as we have already discussed that plants and animal cells, the various location and difference in various organelles. As you can see here in the diagram, plant cells have large centrally located vacuole and nucleus is shifted towards the corner. And similarly, one more thing we can observe only in plant cell, that is chloroplast, which is, or plastids, which is absent in animal cell. And one important thing, that Golgi apparatus is also present in near the nucleus, and it is generally 1 in number in animal cell, but in plant cell it is more than 1 and it is also scattered in cytoplasm towards the peripheral region as well. So let us list out these differences. Animal cells generally smaller in size, plant cells are larger. Animal cells, outermost covering of an animal cell is plasma membrane, whereas outermost covering of a plant cell is cell wall. Cell wall is absent in an animal cell, whereas plant cells have cellulosic cell wall, means it is made up of cellulose. Animal cells have many small sized vacuoles, whereas plant cells have a single large centrally located vacuole. Animal cells are generally centrally located nucleus, whereas in plant cell nucleus is pushed to one side due to large vacuole. And last but not the least, animal cells have single Golgi apparatus near the nucleus, whereas plant cells have many Golgi apparatus scattered in the cytoplasm. Hope the things are clear to you all. Thank you. Have a nice day.